Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Meet me again on the Kwaruh TV channel. In this time, I will review an interesting topic, the central role of knowledge in Islamic civilization. So, what if an entire civilization, I'm talking its art, its laws, its science, was built around a single powerful idea? Not freedom, not honor, but the idea of knowledge itself. Today, we're going to explore the central and really the triumphant role of knowledge, or ilm, in Islamic civilization. Let's start with this really profound idea from the 9th century scholar, An-Nazam. It tells us something we kind of all know deep down, right? The search for knowledge is not easy. It demands everything from you, your full commitment. And even then, there's no guarantee. It's a humble, demanding journey. And that very idea is right at the heart of what we're talking about today. So let's dive right into this. You know, civilizations often revolve around a single powerful concept. For some, it might be freedom. For others, maybe honor. But what if an entire, massive, influential civilization was built around the concept of knowledge itself? Well, this is the bold argument from the scholar Franz Rosenthal. He basically says that you can't truly understand Islamic civilization, not its art, its science, its laws, or its spirituality, unless you first grasp its deep, relentless focus on ilm, which is the Arabic word for knowledge. It's like the master key that unlocks everything else. And our guide for this whole journey is Rosenthal's fantastic work, Knowledge Triumphant. By digging into his research, we get a direct window into how this one single concept became the engine, the driving force, behind centuries of intellectual and cultural achievement. To really, truly understand the power of ilm, we have to go all the way back to its origins. I mean, back to the word itself. Because you see, the deepest meaning is hiding in its roots. Now, this is what's so fascinating. The original physical meaning of ilm. Rosenthal suggests that way before it meant abstract knowledge, the root alif lam mim actually referred to a way sign. You know, a landmark, a marker, or a signpost out in the desert. Just stop and think about what that means for a second. For the early Arabs, living in a vast, often featureless desert, knowing those way signs was literally the difference between life and death. Knowledge wasn't some intellectual luxury. It was the fundamental tool for survival. It was guidance. And this contrast just becomes so powerful when we look at ilm next to its opposite, jahl, or ignorance. The root of jahl is thought to mean to go around. So you have knowledge, ilm, which is a clear path, a signpost to follow, and then you have ignorance, jahl, which is just wandering aimlessly in circles, totally lost. I mean, the difference could not be more clear. So, how did this very practical, survival-based concept get elevated into a cornerstone of faith? How did ilm become so central in the core religious texts of Islam? Well, if you look at the Hadith, the recorded traditions of the Prophet Muhammad, the search for knowledge is raised to the absolute highest level of worship. It isn't just a good idea, it's presented as the path to salvation. The scholar inherits the legacy of the prophets themselves, and the student is considered to be on the very path of God. That's huge. And this whole idea is just cemented in the Quran itself. This verse makes a direct link between knowledge and true piety, true reverence. It's suggesting that the more you learn about the world and its creator, the deeper your sense of awe becomes. So in this view, real knowledge actually leads to real faith. Okay, so with this incredibly powerful religious foundation, how did the idea of ilm actually work in society? It became the focus of these amazing debates that tell us so much about the core values of the culture. One of the biggest debates was about the relationship between ilm and amal, that's knowledge and action. Which one is more important? Well, the hierarchy was pretty clear. Knowledge was seen as the foundation, the spirit that gives life to the body of action. This saying, which was everywhere in the Islamic world, just sums it up perfectly. Action without knowledge is aimless, right? It's like a body without a soul or a branch with no root to feed it. Now, of course, knowledge should lead to action, but it was always understood to be the primary, the essential element. All right, the next big debate pitted knowledge against another universal human obsession, wealth. And the answer to this question tells you a whole lot about what this civilization really, truly valued. And the arguments always favored knowledge. Wealth is temporary, it can be stolen. Knowledge is permanent. Wealth needs guards to protect it, but knowledge protects you. And this is the most beautiful part. Wealth shrinks when you give it away, but knowledge, amazingly, grows the more you share it. It was seen as the ultimate, the most secure, the ever-increasing treasure. So, let's pull all this together. What is the lasting legacy of all of this? Why does this deep dive into a single concept from centuries ago still matter to us today? While the legacy is just immense, this belief that knowledge was the ultimate virtue wasn't some abstract idea for philosophers. It defined social status, it shaped politics, and it gave the ultimate answer to that big question: what makes a good and meaningful life? It was the civilization's core operating system. This famous saying, often attributed to Ali ibn Abi Talib, just perfectly captures the entire worldview. In a world that's often defined by who your family is, or how much money you have, or how much power you wield, this was a powerful counter-idea. A person's real worth is measured by what they know and the skills they've mastered. So, we've seen how a deep cultural and spiritual commitment to knowledge really shaped a world-changing civilization. And it leaves us with a pretty critical question for our own time. In this age of information overload, what is our relationship with knowledge? What do we truly value? And how does that define us? That concludes this short discussion on the concept of ilm. Don't forget to share and like. Thank you. See you in the next short course. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.